stairs into my lair. Good morning, Samurai. What is the worst episode of anime of all time? Some of you may have some answers. Well, joke's on you. It's a loaded question, as I actually have the answer. And spoiler alert, it's actually 2 episodes, as it's a 2-parter. 2 parts of one shit pie. No, I'm not going to be going into telling you about some 1 or 2 out of 10 on IMDb, by the way. I want to get that out of the way. Like all betrayal, it hurts the most when it comes from ones you love. So to see this come from my favorite anime of all time, yeah, it felt a bit like a caveman seeing the sunset for the very first time. That's right. The worst episode of anime of all time for me goes to none other than JoJo's Bizarre Adventure's very own Set Allesie. It's an episode where a pedophile chases down a shrinking baby man across a small town in Egypt with a bunch of really unfunny slapstick jokes that never really land. The protagonist of it gets younger and younger and younger, and it's just, there's such an uncomfortable amount of baby pena and licky tongue action. I love Araki. I think he's one of the greatest mangaka to ever live, and he's consistently dropped some of the hardest story and character moments in definitely some of the best for manga and anime in period. What the fuck is this, man? It's like if Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein did the fusion dance and decided to write a storyboard. You know, fun fact, when I was younger, a few years ago before I moved to Japan, I watched all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for like the 3rd or 4th time. And I watched it with my mum. Yeah. I watched the whole of 1 to 5 with my own mother. Believe me, we skipped these episodes. It's hard enough to watch on my own, but to watch it with, you know, an audience, let alone the person who made me, was kind of like a wake-up call of, no, this is not good. We skipped it, because I cannot sit through this more than once in a lifetime. Okay, once was enough. There's also a weird romance subtext and subplot that goes on between Polnareff and the lady that saves his life, which is, well, kind of like, it's a choice. She feels strangely indebted to him, and clearly, you know, she begs the question of, was there ever more to this man by the end of the episode? And it's like, yeah, there was. You were turning into a fetus, and he was a bumbling baby man, and it's just so fucking bad. Watching JoJo usually makes me feel like a happy little samurai clam, and this one made me feel more like a dog if he'd eaten chocolate. This really didn't need to be a 2-parter. You know, why stretch it out? You spend 80% of the time watching baby Polnareff go, what, like that, and it's just, I hate it. It's the same thing I complain about with Oda in One Piece when all his characters just laugh.
Stop doing that!
Fucking speak, please. You know, for those who haven't watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure before, you know, this kind of abilities to mess with people and stuff is something called a stand. It's a manifestation of your fighting spirit and your intellect, really. In this case, it was the manifestation of one man's desire to really protect his laptop in a public cafe. Okay. Honestly, the ability to turn people into babies has been done before, and I am pretty sure that was the plot to Sky High. What? Shout out to anyone who remembers Sky High, by the way. It's a niche one there. In a story that withstands, that can turn anything into bombs, you know, control fire, stop time, accelerate the speed of the universe. You know, making your opponent stand just cause reverse puberty. It's just so gross to watch. Oh, forgive me, Your Honor. Okay, call the fucking police. I don't want to watch a shrinking baby man, a man inside of a child, pause, get excited about a grown woman's breasts. I want to go home. Krusty wants out. I don't particularly care for 40 plus minutes of watching a character get less intelligent and more childlike, let alone one of the most unsettling and gross villains of all time. It's just not fun to watch. Let's also talk about wasted opportunity, since we're here. You know, you have an ending for this horrible double whammy of crap where the main character of the whole part basically turns into a younger version of himself, and it's like, even as a toddler or a kid, he can still beat the crap out of a grown adult, and it's like, yeah, it's badass. It's not like there was an old man with the group who was the previous season protagonist, could have easily turned into his younger, more amazing self and had that kind of awesome opportunity to be like, yeah, here's one last look at young Joseph again. Wouldn't that be cool? I'm not sure that's how it works. Yeah, whatever. Tell that to the fucking devs of Heritage to the Future, who were like, yeah, this actually works and is the most succulent thing since Chinese meals, and it looks great. You can do that in the video game. It's like a huge disadvantage. Like, if you're ever playing Set Allesie, first of all, you're on a list, and second of all, if you're playing against old Joseph, well, congrats. Your main ability does nothing but hinder you. But maybe, just maybe, there's a growth moment from this episode where it all comes together. You know, you finish the episode, and then, oh look, Polnareff felt so indebted to the woman that saved his life. Bathed him, looked after him as a baby. She gives her one of his signature earrings. There's only 2 of these things, right? So we're told. And he leaves the city wearing, quite literally and metaphorically, half a heart, knowing that after all, that woman in that town in Egypt would... Wait a second. What is that? Oh, it's back in the next one, baby! Probably kept a spare. At least it sounds a lot better than the other theory, which is he got seller's remorse and went back to the town and said, oh, I need that back, I'm sorry, part of my drip. But does this episode ever get mentioned again? No. Does anyone ever bring up anything that happened in the episode, or does anything that happened change it? No, I'll spoil it for you there. The whole episodes can be skipped, it does nothing, it just shows you a creepy, gross guy. You know, this episode set is like the 2-parter of Doctor Who, the episode that community agreed to never speak of again. This is basically it for the JoJo fans. They're both the same. We don't talk about these, and it's definitely better for everyone not to bring it up again. You know, so this is something I found a lot of people were agreeing with me on Twitch, on my stream, when I did the JoJo Day event. So, you know, you can catch me over there 2 to 3 days a week. Everyone, go check out Matcha Musashi on Twitch, and also if you're on Facebook, there's a Facebook page. Don't know why I did Facebook before Instagram, but there we go. You know, we've been growing at an unbelievable amount of pace lately, so I want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching and checking us out. Hope you enjoyed the previous video as well. Go check that out, which is the Golden Age of Pokemon. And yeah, so yeah, if you're interested in anything JoJo, Pokemon, Samurai, gaming related, go check me out there. And it would be a great honor to be part of your weekly routine. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Keep your blade oiled, everyone. See you next video. Hi everyone. This wasn't planned, but I'm now leaving this voice note here. It's very last minute and unscripted completely, but my dog has had a serious accident and is now in critical care. His name is Kumo. He was on stream today, and unfortunately his leg is fractured in 3 places. So badly that the doctors were telling me they needed to amputate unless we had the funds for surgery. So I'm just leaving this here. There will be a link in the description of this video for the GoFundMe for little Kumo. If you can give anything, doesn't matter how big or small, it would mean a lot to my family. Thank you all. Have a good day.